This is Calvin Castine. It's May 17th, excuse me, 11 a.m., May 17th, 2002. And we're at Northern Adirondack Central School. We're not arriving late, really, here. We got the call to be here a little late. Mr. Homer Bushy, in his last year of doing this Ag Fair, he was a little hesitant about calling me. He didn't want me here today. He changed your mind at the last minute?
Well, I guess I got to apologize not getting you here on time. I sort of I've lacked a few communications, I guess, with yourself, and I'm glad you finally made it. We're in our last showmanship class here for the younger kids. We've gone through the seniors, and now once we get this done, this class, we'll have a grand junior showman, and then after that we'll start the confirmation classes where they start judging the animals on the basis of the animal itself rather than the person showing the animal.
Okay, well, normally we like to get the showmanship part of it, but what we'll do today, since we're arriving late, is we'll stick around to make sure we get every member of the FFA in there at least once. So after they've each shown at least once, when we'll probably head for, now I can't say greener pastures because there's no greener pastures than right here in beautiful downtown Ellenburg. But
well, at least it's not white.
Right.
A couple of days ago, when coming to school, the mountains up here were white. But we sort of persevered the weather and getting it up. It's still a little bit wet here, but we got a lot of sawdust to be able to soak up where the kids, what their animals are, and it seems to be working out pretty good. We got about between 40 and 50 head of cattle here, so we got a real good show. We got a judge out of Canada. She really knows her stuff well, and she's been working good with the kids, and any things that they may have had difficulty with, correcting them on it. And then when they come back for the championship rounds with the older kids and the younger kids, then they try to correct their problems so they hopefully can do better in the grand showmanship that they have. Right now we've got some younger ones out there that are having a little difficulty with some of their animals. I guess they're going to be all right. Whoops. Her mother's right there, so we haven't got too much to worry about. There we go.
The cow's mother or the kid's mother?
Kid's mother.
I want to get a little bit closer because that white tent is really washing me out, so let's wander closer. Okay, we're moved a little closer, and the judge, you said she's from Canada?
Yeah, I thought Nancy Caneron, I believe is her last name. She works for, I believe it's Dundee Feeds in Canada. She's also a very good judge. She's also a good animal groomer that she works at cow shows. She's excellent in showmanship. Today we sort of talked to her, let her know the conditions with the weather to begin with, as well as the fact that these animals are probably in most cases still in the barn, and sometimes they get to be a little bit rambunctious when they get out for the first time. So she's taking that into consideration when it comes time for judging them as far as being able to present their animal properly.
Yeah, one of the fun events that we always had when I was on the farm was you'd let those heifers out for the first time in the spring, and you'd watch them run into the American wire fence because all they want to do is get out there and kick their heels up, and they didn't know anything about fences. Well,
when you stand in the barn for about 6 months, I'm sure if you had the same opportunity, you'd get out there and kick your heels out. But yeah, there's no doubt about that. That's one thing about it when they're in a barn like that. I mean, if we first start working them to train them, it's easier to get them going when they've been in the barn for a period of time for those animals that are being trained for the first time, because ordinarily they just don't want to go. If they've been outside and been out in the pasture for a couple of weeks, they start learning how to train them, and boy, sometimes that isn't necessarily a good way to get them going, because it takes that much more work in getting them trained to do that. There's a lot of different ways you can do that, but it's more difficult. But if there's any advantage, that's the only one, I guess, is being able to get them so they can lead a little bit faster, training them to lead faster.
And when they get out here and they smell that green grass and that fresh air, they want to get out there.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. But hopefully before too long the weather's going to correct. I think we got our moisture we need. I don't think we need any more.
Not for a while. At least let the farmers get on their fields. And
that's it.
And the crops in.
Getting the crops in and being able to get the crops off on the crops as far as the hay is concerned, because now those fields are saturated, and you go out there with your hay binds and what have you to cut the hay down, and you might end up getting stuck because the fields are being so wet. But yeah, hopefully everything will work in the right direction.
Yeah, well, it's early yet. May 17th. There'll be a couple weeks for the farmers to get out there and take that first cut, because the grass is still growing, and of course it's a good time of the year to get wet, because when it grows, it'll absorb a lot of that surface.
That's for sure.
Are you allowed to sleep on the
No, unfortunately, we have to try to approach the animal Well, that's not the way, but anyway.
Who taught her to do that?
Right here.
What we got there? How you doing? We have Channel 5 encroaching on our territory here. It's definitely going. So I think we've lost Homer here. He's off for greener pastures. He remembered to call Channel 5, but he forgot to call us. How about that? This is Homer's last year, his swan song. I'm going to try to find out who these youngsters are here, and maybe I can wander over to the booth and find out if I can wade my way through all these folks here. You know all those people out there?
Most of them.
Most of them? Which part of them do you know?
Part of them.
The faces?
Yeah. I know a few by name, but not all of them.
All right. Any way we can find out who they all are?
There's.
We're working on it right now. Here's even as we speak. Oops. Got shovels here. Why would they have shovels right here now? Who's been shoveling stuff? There's spades too.
That's his job.
That's it. Who's right here? This the shovel man? You're supposed to be leaning on it, aren't you?
Yeah. Handle started bending, so I.
Oh, so you don't want to bend the handle here. All right, let me. I'm going to sneak inside that booth and see if I can get those names. All right, we're inside the booth, and who are we talking to first of all here?
Jody Rao.
Yeah, I just saw you up on stage here a couple days ago, didn't I?
Yeah, for the variety show. We have Miranda K.A.
And she is?
She's starting on the
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Emily Lajway.
She's a red jacket, orange.
Yeah. Who's the next one? Carly Sorrell. And Ashley Hart and Lacey Sunderland.
All right, which age group is this?
This is Showmanship, 11 and 12-year-olds.
No. You're getting married, eh? No. No. Every time I see him, I think he's married. Oh.
And if you're not too busy at the moment, could you bring us up to date? I got here late, so I'd like to know who's done what so far.
Danielle Trombley took first place for our Showmanship over 16, and Brian Mason came in second. For the Showmanship 15 and 16-year-olds, Joel Trombley took first, and Jenna Mcneil took second. Senior Showmanship, Jenna Mcneil was a grand champion. And Showmanship 13 and 14-year-olds, we had Lauren Carter for first place and Pat Drown for second. And now we're on 11 and 12.
Yeah, 11 and 12s. Can you tell us who else competed in those earlier groups?
Do you want to know all of them? Or?
Yeah, let's get some names out there.
For Showmanship over 16, we had Danielle Trombley, Jamie Nichols, and Brian Mason. Showmanship 15 and 16-year-olds, Brian Coons, Joel Trombley, Peter Sorrell, Jenna Mcneil, BJ Gadway, Stephen Moore, and Brad Millark. Senior Showmanship, Danielle Trombley, Brian Mason, Joel Trombley, and Jenna Mcneil. And Showmanship 13 and 14-year-olds, Justine Barcombe, Amanda Sorrell, Lauren Carter, Danielle Mcneil, Pat Drown, and Michael Coons.
All right.
Showman today like this. We have a really great showman in first here. She had control of this big cow, big giant cow all through the ring. It looks a little tired. Must have had a rough ride here. But she had really great control and had good eye contact with me, and I placed her first today. The next one in second I placed. It was a bit of a weird halter, but the showman always had really good control of the calf, and I like the way that she's put up the top on this calf. I placed the girl in third here today. She's also got a really big cow, had really good control of it, and these are the reasons for placing this group like this. Thank you.
Okay, Jody, you gonna announce it?
Our junior showmanship class is next.
You gonna tell us who won?
We had
Who's your assistant here, the ribbon people? You don't know? You don't know?
I forgot her name. Courtney Trudeau and Ashley Furrier.
Say it again. I can't hear you.
I'm Courtney Trudeau
Okay.
and Ashley Furrier.
That's true, Jody?
Yep.
Okay.
Are they all ready? There are 4 of them. Entering sign.
Now what is this?
This is our junior showmanship class.
This is more junior showman.
For the last showmanship for 11 and 12-year-olds, we had Miranda K.A. in first and Emily Lajway took second.
Now they get this room.
Okay. Now who we got coming in here, do you know?
Lauren Carter, Pat Drown, Miranda K.A., and Emily Lajway.
All right, so these are you had a previous junior,
These were the first
and second, and the last 2.
first and second winners of the last 2 classes of the.
Okay, so the others are 13, 14?
Yeah. Class complete.
So we had our 2 previous winners who we just saw are back in. And we have the 13 and 14-year-old winners that we missed. Again, we're going to try. Can't guarantee it because it depends on what animals they've got to show. Today was a day when I had too many things to do already. Then I returned from Plattsburgh shortly after 10 and found a message from Homer Bushy saying, "Oh, gee, we forgot to call ya." And so I got the rest of my stuff I had to get done, and got down here. So it took me about 45, 50 minutes to accomplish what I needed to accomplish and then make the trip down here. But we will give you more than the 15 to 30 seconds that Channel 5 might devote to this. Won't be quite as many people that have an opportunity to see it, though. But we'll be a little more extensive coverage than what you get in a sound bite.
Here's next class. Posting winner. Or intermediate. I don't know.
I've been carrying my winter coat around with me for the last 8 months. All this spring I kept my winter coat with me. So today I really need it, and lo and behold, looks like I brought it into the house for mothballing for the summer. But it is cold up here on this 17th day of May, 2002 in beautiful downtown Ellenburg. Homer Bushy being interviewed here on Channel 5 on a cloudy day. We wandered inside briefly for the opportunity to buy a raffle ticket. Not sure what breed of it's like a Holstein here. This is the long-necked Holstein. They give quite a bit of milk, I've been told. All right, judge is making her decisions. Looks like she's going with the older ones. Let's listen in.
Super class. It was a very close placing between the girl and the boy. I have to give it to the girl though today. When I asked her to move out back into first, she did the figure 8 and moved back in. So she just has a few more technical experience under her belt, and I had to give it to the girl today, but a very close placing. Thank you.
All right, we have a winner. The girl won, whoever she is. Let's find out who she is. Not sure what breed this is either here.
What's that?
Not sure what breed this one here is.
You're not?
No.
That comes from Homer Bushy.
No, I'm talking about you.
Nobody knows. One of a kind. What's that of Jenna?
No, they get these right? That's one. I have one neutral. Well, you ask Mr. Bush about all the extra purple. Just say what if you know the purple ones and not having any showmanship. Lauren Carter.
Alright, we're going to propose on Jody to tell us who won the last one.
Lauren Carter.
Alright, and who we got out here now and what's he showing?
We have Joel Trombley out here with his Holstein bull calf.
And it's the only one in the class. Now, what we've seen prior to this was the showmanship. And in the showmanship, the show person is being judged. In this case here, we're watching from now on, the animal is being judged. Now, the reason they have the showmanship competition is so that the show person can hone their skills on best showing their animals. So our attempt now will be to catch all the participants that we didn't catch earlier. Now, this girl here we saw earlier in the 11 and 12-year-olds, so we won't be concentrating on her too much. And incidentally, those who don't know, Don McNeil was that fellow we were pointing our camera at moments ago, trying to figure out what breed he is. There he is.
Class complete.
It's Ashley Hart getting her ribbon. I got an Asher Junior calf here.
I think there's a little mistake.
There is a mistake.
What did you get?
That's Danielle Mcneil.
Danielle Mcneil. Danielle Mcneil showing her Ashire, as Don McNeil would say. I would say Asher Junior calf.
This junior calving first, just a really lengthy calf with a beautiful long head and neck, just showing a lot of dairiness. Thank you.
You know you can tell a red and white Holstein from the Asher.
I can tell them from a black and white Holstein.
Lots of times, an Asher will have a spot on her forehead.
Okay.
Where, see how the white comes all the way down on her head?
So there's how many of them?
That's an all Holstein.
7.
Well, I've seen a lot of Holsteins with spots on their heads too, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, they cross them over.
Red and white Holstein and the regular black Holsteins. Winter.
From youngest to oldest, or in the old order?
I guess it's any order. Yeah, it's any order.
I feel
Hopefully the rest of these are in the right order.
And trying to shift gears here, put it in gear. Stuck in neutral there, or maybe in park. Stuck in park. Oh, we got it going.
Why do they make you wear white pants if you're just going to get them dirty?
I know, they make them wear one. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah. She makes you go. You don't like her?
Class complete.
Now we're assuming that this event will continue even after the departure of the imminent departure of Homer Bushy. So hopefully next year they'll whoever is in charge will give us a call. Be sure to visit the food booth while you're here, though. I've heard the Michigans are quite good. Although they don't have Michigan buns, they have regular hot dog buns. because there are no more Michigan buns to be found in the world. Tent is ready to take off. We've had years when that tent has been blown around. Okay, we got to find out who's out here. You know all those people out there, Jody? Or? Yep.
Emily Lajway.
Where?
She's the one in the orange.
Orange, okay.
And behind her we have Brad Millark.
Coming up next, Brad Millark, okay.
Then we have Joel Chombley
With the vest.
with the vest. Behind him is Brian Coons. And behind him is Miranda Kaye. Then Danielle Chombley. And Carly Sorrell.
All right. Thank you very much.
Did you get the winner of our last class?
I got the winner, the second place, third place, got them all in the same time. All right, looks like the judge has lined them up. She may or may not have made her final decision. Looks like she has not. It's up to the showman to show their calf at its best advantage. So this is where showmanship can help. If you can show your calf a little bit better than the next guy, you might move up a place. Oh, a little dancing going on. Start the jukebox. Get the cow boogie going.
I remember the girl on the end with the wheelchair.
Alright, there we go.
Second one is
Place this class with this well-grown Eric Heffern first today. She just really walks well on her legs, and it blends really smoothly of her parts. Just lacking a little bit in the dairyness in the front end. I moved this red and white Holstein up into second, just showing more strength through the front end and blending more smoothly in the shoulders and walking on a more correct hind rear legs. I placed this
Hind rear legs.
Really
Alright, Jody, fill us in. Who's got what?
Okay, we have Miranda Kaye was first. Carly Sorrell second. Joel Chombley third. Brian Coons fourth. Emily Lajway fifth. Danielle Chombley sixth. And Brad Millark seventh.
Actually, in this case, it's their animals being judged and not them. So, so we need the names of the people. So that's the order that their animals finished. I got some dancing going on out there. Some more dancing. All right, who we got out there, Jody?
Wait, no, he's not sure.
What'd you ask me?
Who we got out there?
We got Jenna Mcneil.
Jenna Mcneil with her dancing Ashire.
Please don't tell me that's a scene.
Anybody that can take wash ducks at Plattsburgh Fair, Calvin, they can do most anything.
She can wash ducks?
I did not wash.
How do you wash a duck?
Glenn McNeil told me I had to wash a duck at the Plattsburgh Fair last year, and I believed him. I didn't know, but I didn't actually wash it.
Gotta get all that oil off.
Well, he told me I had to take the rope and tie it around their neck and bring it out. But I didn't.
She's come a long ways. See what FFA can do for you? She knows enough not to wash ducks now.
Got a couple people over there looking at you.
Just showing a lot of tremendous rib and
There you go, right here.
beautiful head and neck carriage. Just a really lovely animal today. Easy winner.
Easy winner, yeah.
I'm going to give you a tip.
In other words, she might have won even if she had competition.
You want to know?
Okay, Jody's got enough to do without us bothering her, but we're going to bother her anyway. And she's not washing ducks. She's doing this. Starting with Danielle, tell us who's out there.
Danielle Chombley, Jenna Mcneil, Brian Mason, and Pat Drown. Jersey Senior Calf on deck.
Brian, keep your feet under. Bring your head. Bring your feet up. Pull her up. Pull her head.
These two are being judged right now.
Pull her head. Pull her head again.
Watch what they have to do with these
There you go.
cows. This way.
You got to set your calf based on where the judge is. You want to show this calf to it, or heifer, in its best angle to the judge. So depending on where the judge is, it depends on how you set your animal. Blue duck, the bobcat duck.
Bring her head, Brian.
I'll let you announce.
Stylish calf in first, just really smooth on the top line, really nice on the walk.
I just bring a couple of each.
Over this heifer in second, very well grown out heifer, but just seems to break a little on the walk today in the loin. Placing in over the calf in third, another very stylish heifer.
Fill us in, Jody.
But just not as well grown out as the.
I'm not quite sure who's winning yet. I'm not sure.
Not sure who those people are?
Pat. Okay, Pat Drown took first, and it was Brian Mason, Jenna Mcneil, and Danielle Chombley for the placings.
Now we have Peter Sorrell with a Jersey Senior Calf. Peter Sorrell, that's one we haven't gotten yet, so here we're going to show Peter Sorrell. Trying to get everybody at least once. I'm not sure if we can stand the cold for that long or stand the time. We got called down here. We already had a full day scheduled, so we're making time in the middle of our day or we had 10 other things to do.
Ashire Senior Calf on deck.
Alright, you're gonna have a blue ribbon. When you're out here all by yourself, you know you're gonna win, but you don't necessarily get a blue ribbon if the judge feels you're not worthy of one. And of course, when there's more than one animal out there, several animals out there, then the judge can, although one of them will finish first, she can still award more than just one blue ribbon, and she has done that many times so far today. All right, in this next category we have Danielle Mcneil and BJ Gadway.
Just waiting for him to get in there.
A couple of Ashires out here. We're going to stay for one more class, then I think I'm hitting the trail. We'll stay for one more class after this one, then we have to get out of here.
Are we gone past review? I'm not sure. Just a sec.
Holstein Summer Yearling on deck.
All right, McNeil will get the blue,
Really nice fish.
and Gadway will get the red.
Placing it above the second one today, just showing more dariness and angularity. Thank you.
All right, there's Joel Trombley
Justine's on deck.
and Miranda Kaye, and I think this is going to wrap it up. So let me see them. These are two we've gotten already. Next group, next one will be Justine Barcombe. We haven't gotten her yet, so we'll stick around for her.
Jersey Summer.
We stuck around for Miranda Kaye here because
Summer
the
Yearling on deck.
Kayes are long-time faithful supporters of Hometown Cable, so we try to take that into consideration when we're covering events. Look out.
I know what she's doing.
And they haven't figured it out yet. They bring the students from throughout the school, and including the elementary school, which is next door to the middle school here, and they bring them through the course of the day, so they all get a chance to witness this fair. And there's more than just dairy. There's a horse show going on, even as we speak. And of course, we saw that llama. And there are some smaller animals like ducks and chickens and so on, rabbits inside the school.
So I got that.
Miranda's heifer's a battler today.
Very close placing today. Giving the advantage to the one in first. Just
Chombley.
Here, showing a little more sharpness in the front end. Thank you.
Chombley's just a little bit better than KA's. Next up is Justine Barcombe. We haven't gotten her yet, so we'll stay for her then. And that's going to be it. That'll be end of our coverage today. We really took a chunk out of our midday plans, so our apologies to all you FFA fans, but we didn't know about it till a couple hours ago that this was going on today. We were hoping to get Homer Bushy for a farewell here, but he's gone out that way. Here's Justine Barcombe. And my son Justin would be happy to know there are really Justines out there. He gets a lot of mail addressed to Justine Castine. This is Justine Barcombe. And she, unless it warms up about 20 degrees in the next 10 minutes, she's going to be our last one. Our apologies to the people we didn't get. Normally we're here for the start, but today it didn't work out that way. But there's always next year. Make sure your new ag instructor, FFA instructor, knows to give us a call next year. Large number of kids roaming around out here. In varying degrees of dress. Some of them are wearing t-shirts and shorts, and they're having a very uncomfortable time out here. Well, Justine Barcombe will get her blue ribbon. And that's going to wrap up our coverage of the FFA Dairy Show here at Northern Adirondack, May 17th, 2002. You've been watching Hometown Cable television that's worth your support and needs your support to stay in the air. Thanks to those of you who are watching and supporting Hometown Cable's ongoing efforts. This is Calvin Castine. It's the 17th day of May 2002. It looks a lot nicer than it really is out here. A little chilly. We've got our winter coat on. Been a cold, damp week. We haven't been able to get a lot of ball games in because of the weather, but we're getting this one in, hopefully. Tommy Kowalowski Jr. and Mike Tulowski are the officials. Looks like TK will be behind the plate. And MT on the bases. Beekman Town Eagles and Northeast